Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Social Explorer. My name is Amelia. I am a trainer here at Social Explorer, specializing in our academic demonstrations. This is the third video in a three-part video series demonstrating Social Explorer. So the first video was an overview, and if you want to learn more about the overview of Social Explorer, definitely check that video out. The second video covered our reporting tool or our tables tool, essentially the process of downloading tabular data from our platform, so data that looks like an Excel or a CSV. And then the last video within our series will be a very brief overview on our mapping tool. There is a ton of functionality within our mapping tool, and I will not cover it all in this video today. But if you're interested in learning more about our mapping tool, please get in contact with us, and we are happy to schedule some more training. That being said, I'm very much so looking forward to showing you our mapping tool today. So there are two ways that you can go about making a map. The first is that you can go up to Create New, and you can press Map right here, or you can be on our Explore Maps tab. If you scroll down, you'll see that we do have some pre-made maps that you can select. That being said, you can also make any of these maps just starting with our general US map. And if you're looking to map not the US, if you scroll to the very bottom of this page, there will be the potential to map other areas that are not the US. But just for the purpose of today's demonstration, I'm going to show the United States map, and I'm going to press Explore here. And once it loads, you will see our map builder window. I'm going to spend a few moments doing orientation here. Up here in the top left-hand corner is our logo. This is how you get back to the dashboard. Very handy, just logistical feature that we have. There is a search bar up here. If there is a certain area that you want to map from the get-go, you can pop it into our search bar and it will zoom you right in. We also do offer some more advanced functionality within our search bar. It's something that we would call network analysis in the GIS world. It essentially is the process of plopping a pin down at an address and looking at a biking, driving, or walking radius for different distance intervals as well as time intervals. And if you are interested in learning more about that, please schedule some training with us. We're happy to demonstrate it. Following up here with this top ribbon, right here, you'll notice the little pin. This is how you can add a certain location, and you can even save locations that you might be mapping often and come back and revisit them. Up here, there is a drop down that says compare. We do offer a few different types of map views here at Social Explorer. The first is our standalone single interactive map, what we are seeing right now. And all our maps are interactive. You can highlight over them and get the rates. We do offer as well a side-by-side map. This is great for comparing variables. And essentially, it will be two maps next to each other, and you can visualize different variables or the same variable, but different times that it was collected. Really cool map and ability to make comparisons. And we also offer a swipe view, which is essentially a hybrid between the standalone single interactive maps and the side-by-side. It's one map with this like middle bar down the middle, and you can move the middle bar back and forth and display other data sets. Really cool. I personally really like it for change over time, and I would recommend playing around with it. Up here in this top ribbon, we also have a share button. So everything here at Social Explorer, you can share with others, even if they don't have a license to Social Explorer, they just can't do any of their own creation, but you can share anything that you make in Social Explorer as a link. You can also share as an embed code. You could also email it to other people. There also is an export button, so you can export a map as an image. There's a save as button, so you can save the map to your account. You can go back and edit it at whatever point in time and play around with it. So it's not just a one and done process. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, this little green play button will move you into our Tell a Story feature. If you watched the first video and remember, or if you didn't watch the first video, the Tell a Story feature is going to be a series of interactive maps with a narrative. So if you click on this green button, you're able to add other maps. definitely would check out the overview video, but if you want to learn more about creating a story, we are happy to supply more training. There are navigational tools like zoom in and zoom out. There is a legend down here. You can change the color of the legend. And then for people who are more advanced, you can also change the data breaks of the legend. So how the data is represented and visualized. If you're interested in learning more about that, again, please set up some more training with us. We love to work with our clients. And then up here in the top left-hand corner is the control panel. And this is really where all the magic happens. So you are able to change data. I'm going to show you all what that looks like in just a few moments. This eye icon up here, I mentioned in the second video of this series that anywhere you can see an eye icon on our platform, it is a citation manager. So if you click it, it'll give you more information about the data set. We'll lead you to our data dictionary, which will even have more information like methodology if it's available, as well as an ability to download certain citations in different formats. We do have an explore change over time feature, so you can look at change over time in a spatial way. So in this case, you could look at change over time in population density for 3 years, 5 years, or if you click on the calendar for other years. This is available for more recent data sets that we have, and I definitely recommend spending a few moments and playing around with it. Really cool analysis can be done here. This drop down right here that I'm hovering over is how you change your geography level, essentially how fine grain you want your data. Best practices are basically that you want a smaller geography level than what you might be visualizing. So if you're visualizing at a national scale, you might want to look at the state geography or the county geography to get some nuance across the country. If you are visualizing a city, you might look at the county level or the census tract level. A neighborhood, you might look at the census tract level or the census block group level. If you are interested in learning about that, more about that, again, we are happy to provide support. This other drop down here is how you change your visualization type. Here at Social Explorer, we offer 3 different types of visualizations. We offer a shaded area visualization, which is going to be your traditional chloroplast map in the GIS world. Essentially, the values respond to coloring of the map. We also offer a bubbles map, which are going to be bubbles that grow in size with a value. This is visualized more so for the raw data that's on our platform. And then we also offer a dot density map. And then there is a more options tab. I'm just going to go over these briefly. And if you are interested in learning more about them, again, we can provide support, but you can create a report directly from our mapping tool. If you remember from the second video or from the overview, our report tool is how you download tabular data from our platform. So data in an Excel or a CSV format, and you can do that directly from our map. The mask map data tool is how you essentially will zoom in on a certain area and gray out the rest of, say, the nation. So if you only wanted to focus on a certain state, you select that state, you gray out the rest of the nation. You can filter data to fit certain criteria. You can annotate the map to make it easier to read. And then we also offer a feature called our map layers, which includes both the process of uploading your own data. If you're interested in that, we're happy, again, to provide support and show you how to do that. But we also offer lots of different layers that you can overlay on a map that have spatially fixed locations that you can begin to see the relationship of between demographic data and these spatially fixed locations. So for example, some of the data that we have are like the top 30 brands in the US. So you could look at the locations of Starbucks across the country. You could look at the locations of parks and open space across the country. We also have data like the Hulk redlining map. So you could look at the legacy of redlining. There is tons of data here, a lot of environmental data as well. So I definitely would check that out. And if you are looking for more support, get in contact. But now I will show you how to change the data and make a quick visualization. So we are going to press the change data button up here. There are 2 ways that you could go about doing this. The first is that you could go to the search bar and you can type in a keyword for a variable and it will pop up all of the variables that relate to that certain keyword. or you could also search using our categories tab. The way that this works is that you first select out the year that you're interested in. So we have data going back to 1790 all the way until 2026, which are projections. Interested in learning more about the data that we have on our platform, check out the overview video, which is the first video in the series. But for the purposes of this demonstration, let's say that we want to look at data coming from 2019. So I'm selecting 2019, then I can show fewer years. And you'll notice that it's all broken down into categories. So all of these variables are embedded into categories that we think the variables best fit into. And if you scroll, you would even see categories that are available, but not for the year that you selected. So for example, we don't have COVID-19 data until 2020 because COVID did not really become a major issue or was really counted in the US until 2020. But scrolling up, let's visualize a variable within the education category, because this is a demonstration catered to our academic customers or potential customers. And we can look at the highest educational attainment for the population 25 years or older. This is how the census calculates highest educational attainment. And we can look at people who have a bachelor's degree or higher, bachelor's degree or more. Once you select out the variable, you can close this window. And now we can take a look at the map that we made. And we can hover over the map. We can look at rates. This is visualizing at the state level. I like to show this as an example because I think after you start playing around and hovering over the states, you begin to notice that they're pretty much all the same shade of orange and there isn't a lot of nuance to the map. And this is where the conversation about geography really starts to come into question. So instead of visualizing by the state level, we can visualize by the county level, which is going to begin to give us so much more nuance about the US. So we can really start to see some pockets that have rates of lower bachelor's degree or higher residents, and some pockets that definitely have much higher rates of people with a bachelor's degree or higher. This is the brief overview of our mapping tool. There is much more to play around with our mapping tool. And if you want more support, again, as I mentioned, please get in contact with us. We are so happy to provide training. It was great to do this video series, and I look forward with working with all of you more. Thank you so much.